Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Share the Music, benefiting the Oregon Symphonic Band. My name is Patrick Cyber. I am your fundraising host and auctioneer tonight, and I could not be happier to be joined by our auction chair, a board member of the Oregon Symphonic Band, and a talented, incredible musician. Also, please welcome Alex Christie. Alex, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing great, Patrick. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. It's an honor to be here representing the Oregon Symphonic Band on this very, very special night that is long awaited, to say the least. For those of you who are joining us, it's a Wednesday night. This is OSB night. This is when we rehearse, and it's so great that we're all here together, at least virtually, together from the comfort of our own homes. And I think we're going to have an excellent evening tonight, full of joy and music, and most of all, fundraising for a really, 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 really excellent cause. We're all coming together tonight to share the music, and we are going to dig deep this evening. We're going to come together as a band and as supporters of the band and friends and fans and family of the band, and we are hoping to raise lots and lots and lots of money tonight so that we can bring musical outreach and opportunities to music students in Oregon. And that is the crux of why we're all here tonight. We're sharing the music. And our big, big push this evening is that we want to provide grants for music teachers all across Oregon to be able to bring in clinicians, experts, guest artists, guest conductors, and all sorts of wonderful external help that many schools do not have the resources to provide. And since we are so uniquely situated to meet this need with Oregon Symphonic Band, we decided that that is going to be our goal tonight. And we hope to be able to raise lots and lots of money that we can then share all across Oregon.
Absolutely. All in a nutshell, I think that's why we're together. And hey, Alex, I know Wednesday night you and I've talked about now because we've been planning this event for darn near 2 years, right? This event, OSB, is always on Wednesday night, but you haven't been able to gather since March of 2020. Is that correct? So, what a cool night that we're going to all come together on this night, a Wednesday, and raise money for OSB to share with our community and to teach the future musicians and help them really do some cool things. So that's fantastic. Hey, folks, I want to share with you a little bit about our program tonight and how it will work. First and foremost, we have an incredible agenda for you tonight. We're going to share some messages from band members, current and past. We're also going to show some incredible performances of the OSB and showcase the incredible talent of the OSB. It's going to be fantastic. And I want you to know that throughout the night, we are having a fundraiser, folks. And as Alex so eloquently put, we have a tremendous cause and a tremendous way for you to participate. And if you haven't done it, I know that we have several people watching us on Facebook. We have people watching us on, we're actually broadcasting in 6 different platforms right now, Alex, if you can believe that. How cool is that, right? 6. And we actually have viewers in all 6. So I'm going to start with, first and foremost, I want to make sure that if you're tuning in right now, drop into that chat box, that comment box if you're on Facebook, that comment box if you're on YouTube. If you're on the auction website, there's a chat window there. Type in, tell us hello, welcome, and tell us your name and where you're tuning in from. We'd love to be able to reach back and say hello. Alex and I can both see folks as they chime in there, and we would love to acknowledge you and say hello, since we haven't been able to get together. And then second of all, if anything happens throughout the night, you have a question, hey, drop it in that comment box, because I will be watching that throughout the evening as we do the show, and I will be able to address any questions that you may have. In fact, Alex, we already have a friend tuning in. Sam is reaching out and saying hello. Looks like I'm going to bet Sam's a musician just based on his avatar. Is that a fair statement?
Sam is a member of our trombone section. He's also a past president of the board. He's been in OSB for a long time. His wife is also an OSB. Phyllis plays the flute. She's our flute section leader. So yes, connections run deep there.
That is awesome. And also joining us is do I pronounce it Eben?
Eben.
Eben.
Hi,
Eben is joining
Eben.
us all the way from Sherwood, which if I recognize that venue, that first performance we saw tonight was from the Performing Arts Center of Sherwood, correct?
Indeed, it was the Sherwood Performing Arts Center, which is one of our very, very favorite rooms to play in. They're so wonderful to us down there. Throughout the night, you're going to see a lot of performances, and you're going to see many different stages because we're not the Portland Symphonic Band, we're the Oregon Symphonic Band, and we play all over the state. And so you're going to see all sorts of great rooms from the past in there.
That is awesome. And I know even in Washington too. So really throughout the Northwest, the Oregon Symphonic Band is making an impression on folks. And that is fantastic. Hey, I also want to thank Fritz for tuning in. Fritz hasn't quite told us where he's from. I don't know if that's a hairstyle viewing fro or if that just didn't quite get typed in there. But Fritz, hey, it's great to have you joining us in on Facebook. And speaking of Facebook, because you can tune in on Facebook, but I got to be honest with you, Alex, it's very difficult to support the band through Facebook, right? And so I want to let folks know if you want to participate tonight, the easiest thing to do is use your phone camera, right? And scan this QR code in the bottom of our screen. That will take you directly to the Octria website, which is our auction website where you can register and then you can make a bid and you can bid on the incredible packages we have. I think there's 20 some odd packages. There's some really cool ones. All the pricing started really low at like $10, which is fantastic, right? But the bidding's going good, and we actually have some live packages on there too. You can start bidding. I know we have a Be the Conductor, Be the Maestro package. We also have an Hawaii package and a Mexico package. And I'm watching my screens because I have three of them going in front of me right now, Alex, and people are bidding. So, Jane, great job bidding. David is all over that live package, Be the Maestro. So, David, keep bidding, pal. Keep bidding because it's going to be a while, right? But we're going to get to it and we're going to showcase a lot of the performances that you guys have had. If you are just looking to type in an address to go to, if you're not handy with that QR code, although I think we've all learned how to use QR codes through the pandemic, one of the things that you can do is just go directly to this website, charityauction.bid OSB 2021. That'll take you right to the auction site. And I'm going to share with you as we go along. We'll actually have you click on to the live stream tab at the top and you can follow the action in real time. So we've got a couple of other folks that have chimed in, and I want to say, I want to reach out. And now this is a good one. Here is Treese. She is coming in. She's at Woodland Park Wind Symphony in Colorado. We'll see you at ACB. Now tell me about the ACB, Alex. I'm sure you know all about it.
I do. ACB stands for the Association of Concert Bands, and it's a big annual conference that they have. And this year it's going to be in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and it focuses on community bands, just like OSB. Wow. And we submitted an audition to be one of the invited groups this upcoming May. And we were accepted along with 6 other concert bands from across the United States. So we're very, very, very excited to have an opportunity to travel and to play again and to enjoy some Santa Fe springtime.
Yeah, absolutely. It's some good Mexican food, by the way, too. Lots of red sauces and green sauces there in Santa Fe, one of my favorite places. You'll have fun there. And hey, we got a little contest going. I don't know if you noticed during the pre-show, but George Franco reached out and said hello. Now, George, this is because we're also on my social media. George is an auctioneer in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, so we have viewers from Atlanta, Colorado so far, and then now I see we have someone from Manchester, New Hampshire. Hey, Fritz, you are coming in. No wonder it took a while to type all that. Welcome, Fritz. It's great to have you. Now, what's Fritz's connection? Was he with the band at some point, I imagine?
Fritz is the father of one of our band members.
Even better. Even better. That is awesome. We
love the family support.
and it's going to be a great show. And hey, also I see Cynthia Ray chimed in, and she said that she noticed that David is watching that item. So she's I'm not sure which. Yeah, David must she must
Maestro.
be the Maestro package. Cynthia, the water is warm. It is your turn. Go ahead and get in there and bid it up. Hey, folks, the donation window is open too. This is a fundraiser, right? So I don't mean to be pushy, but we are doing this for a reason, okay? And if you can spare a little change, make a donation and help us raise some money tonight. That'd be fantastic. That donation window's open the whole time. And let's just dive right into our program, if that makes some sense, Alex. I'm going to start with our first guest joining us tonight. He happens to be the board president of Oregon Symphonic Band. Let's hear from our good friend, Rob Nicholas.
Good evening. My name is Rob Nicholas, and I'm the president of the Oregon Symphonic Band Board of Directors. I'd like to take a moment to thank you for joining us for our annual fundraising event. The members of the Oregon Symphonic Band work very hard to make our organization one of the finest community music organizations in the country. Our goals include bringing the best music of the concert band idiom to audiences throughout Oregon and Washington, while also performing educational outreach by inviting students groups to both listen to our concerts and even perform with the group. The band recently received a great honor. We were selected by competitive audition to perform at the 2022 Association of Concert Bands National Conference in Santa Fe, New Mexico, this coming May. We look forward to representing the great state of Oregon for this event. This is where your help comes in. To continue our community and educational musical outreach, as well as representing the state of Oregon at this upcoming national conference, funding is necessary. Please consider bidding on some of the fine auction items presented this evening, or take the opportunity to contribute directly to the band. Any and all donations received by the band will support our efforts to bring the best of music to the widest possible audience. Thank you for your support.
Well, thank you, Rob, and thanks for your leadership. Boy, it's probably been challenging over the last 18 months or so to be the board president, but at least he gets to do it from home, right? I mean, and but his message is true, right? And you had already shared. I mean, I'm still amazed. Out of the entire United States, you folks are one of 6 bands that are going to get to participate in Santa Fe. So and I imagine there's some pretty steep cost and chart required to make you travel the whole band to a place like Santa Fe. So yeah, I mean every bit helps. And I loved Rob's message too about spreading the music. You came up with this theme, Alex. Share the music, and that's what this is all about tonight, isn't it?
Absolutely. None of us in OSB could do what we do without having been in our school music programs. And so we're very, very attuned to the fact that, organizations like ours won't exist if school music programs don't exist and don't get support. And so it's very important to all of us. And it's a cause that we hold really very near to our hearts, that we want to support students in music. We want to support schools in music, just in absolutely any way that we can, and just have that outreach and have that connection. And so that every successive generation, sooner or later, we're going to need new members in OSB. Where are we going to get those? From the schools.
Absolutely. And hey, you know what? Our leader, Rob, he's right in the mix here, getting in the chat room. He was kind enough to send us that message, and then also he's in the house, hopefully bidding it up. I see that Cynthia has declared a bidding war on the Be the Maestro. So let's get busy, folks. Let's have fun. Hey, when I hear music educator, right? There's one person that comes to mind that is quite honestly the way that you and I met, Alex, and a lady who I have a tremendous amount of fondness for. I admire her. We've served together on some nonprofit boards at a country club. We have done a lot of things together, and I see her and her husband regularly at the club where we work out in the mornings, and she's the epitome of educator and leader in the community. Let's hear from our good friend and Carol Smith.
Hello, everybody. I'm Carol Smith, and I'm a former president of Oregon Symphonic Band, longtime band member, and a retired music educator and school principal. So I've had a lot of opportunities through the years to really see the growth of the Oregon Symphonic Band, and we are so grateful that all of you could join us tonight, and we also appreciate your continued support of the band. You know, the important gift that band members can provide the community is support for school band programs. Right now, our elementary, middle, and high school band programs are really struggling because of the pandemic. And having really strong music educators, strong musicians coming in to assist the band directors is a wonderful, wonderful way to really support and help rebuild a lot of the programs that have lost a little bit of their go power. So I encourage you, step up tonight, give with all you can, your heart and your energies, to really make sure that music education can continue at a high level and can provide lifelong experiences as it has for the band members of the Oregon Symphonic Band. Again, thank you for participating in the program tonight, and let's get our wallets out and our checkbooks out and support the Oregon Symphonic Band going forward. Thank you so very much.
What an inspiration she is, isn't she, Alex? I mean,
wonderful. Such a champion for the arts, such a champion for children and music, and she's just a great person to have in our orbit.
absolutely. Our lives are all better because of Carol and what she's done through education and everything else. I mean, as an educator and then obviously as a musician, fabulous, fabulous person. Hey, folks, this is the time we're gonna start off with the heavy lifting, and there's no timeline on this. You're happy and welcome to make a donation at any moment, but we're going to come together and make a collective gift to the Oregon Symphonic Band at this time. And our goal here is really, as Alex and everybody has explained early on here tonight, Rob, with why we're doing this. This is to help fund the music programs at the schools and provide clinicians. As I understand it, Alex, a lot of schools still have a music teacher, but they're a specialist in really only maybe one or two instruments. And what a challenge, right? If you're trying to have a whole band. And the way that we're going to keep those programs going is to be able to provide grants that allow a clinician to come in and teach specific instruments to those students and really grow that music program. And I think we all know everybody's got a story about the pandemic, and we're not, comparing or anything, but we all agree that school budgets are going to get tighter and the impact is going to be greater than it ever has. And the kids need our help more than ever. And now's the time, folks. We're going to come together and we're going to make a collective gift to help fund these grants and to also showcase the Oregon Symphonic Band in Santa Fe here, one of 6 bands across the United States to be able to make it to that. That is, what a story. That's awesome. And the way this is going to work is I'm going to work my way through a series of levels. When I get to a level that not only matches your pocketbook, but agrees with your heart, I'm going to ask you just to push the button and make that donation. And the way we're going to do that, if you look on your auction screen now, on your Octria screen, you'll see that there's a tab at the top and it says live stream, the live stream. And I'm going to ask you to click on that because we're going to make it incredibly easy for you. And what you're going to do is you can go there and you're going to see a series of buttons that we're going to start out with, because we've had some incredibly generous gifts that have already arrived that I want to acknowledge. And then we're going to ask you to go ahead and make a gift that is meaningful to you, knowing that it'll be meaningful to the band and to these young people. I want to start by acknowledging some gifts that we received in advance. I'm going to start with Joseph and Tamara, Hainberg, Joseph Hainberg and Tamar Dreyfus, making a gift of $5,000. $5,000 for tonight's cause. Wow, what an incredible gift. I also want to thank Sam and Phyllis you're going to have to help me with the pronunciation.
Lauk.
Luck?
Lauk.
Lauk, Sam and Phyllis Lauk, with a gift of $2,000. What an incredible, incredible gift. And then we just heard from her and her incredible husband, Dr. Walt Smith, Carol and Walt Smith, making a gift of $1,000. So very, very, very much appreciated. Folks, you know, every dollar matters, right? If you're in a position to join these folks with a gift of $1,000 or more, or any amount that is meaningful to you, recognize that it will be meaningful to the organization. And I'm going to encourage you to go ahead and click that button. And while you do, Alex, I think we have another performance that we're going to share, one of our second performance tonight. And why don't you help us set the stage, if you would?
This performance is such a treat. For many, many, many years, OSB has partnered with the Portland Youth Wind Ensemble. It's been a couple of years since we've been able to do this, of course, but this is a performance from several years back. And we would, once a year, we would put on a joint concert with the Portland Youth Wind Ensemble, which is part of the Portland Youth Philharmonic Organization. And they would perform, and then we would perform, and then both bands would join together for a joint performance. And so the video you're about to see is from one of those joint performances. So you're going to see an awful lot of people crowded onto a stage, something that we wouldn't do now, couldn't be done at this particular moment in history, but at the time it was all right. And it's a performance of Ralph Vaughan Williams' Sea Songs, directed by the Portland Youth Wind Ensemble conductor David Hatner.
Let's take a look. Wow. How good is that?
So good.
Yeah, so good and so special. And I have a connection with PYP also. I help them with their fundraiser each year, meet the musicians, and I've just been overwhelmed with the talent and the incredible things that they do. Uh, it's just phenomenal stuff, and it's great to see you two come together as a symphonic organ symphonic band and the wind ensemble to do a performance like that. That is really really cool. Hey, big shout out! The donations are starting to roll in, and I want to give a big shout out to our president Rob Nicholas stepping up with a $250 contribution to tonight. Thank you, Rob, so much, not only for your leadership and commitment to the band, but coming together with your treasurer also and providing your support that way also is just fantastic. Thank you so very much. Hey, folks, if you're in a position to make a gift of any amount, quite honestly, go ahead. The buttons are available there. You can type in any amount that you're comfortable with. Hit one of the preset buttons, or just go ahead and make a gift of an amount that's meaningful to you. It's going to make a difference, folks. Every dollar, every dollar. I want to thank Colin Kuski, if I said that right, Alex. Colin just made a gift. Thank you so very much for your gift, Colin. It's absolutely fantastic. And while folks are making those gifts, Alex, why don't we go ahead and introduce our next performance that we're going to share?
So this next performance, again, such a treat to have this recording, to have had this experience. Historically, every year during our spring series, we like to bring in a guest artist to play with the band, and they'll participate in a number of ways. They'll do our performances, of course, but then they'll also do a masterclass for people in the community on their instruments, so that they can come and get some expert help. And they also traditionally will do a middle school masterclass. Usually that happens at Beaumont Middle School. Shout out Cynthia Plank. Hi, Cynthia. And so the video that you're about to see next is from one of those wonderful featured guest artists doing things that no one thought possible on a trombone. Please enjoy Harry Waters on Nikolai Rimsky-Korsakov's Flight of the Bumblebee.
All righty. All right. Now, I confess that I have not been a huge follower of the arts, which is really bad because every time I do an event with you or with PYP, and even my friends at Cognos Art, I get so fired up. But that is unlike anything I've ever seen. That's not normal, right?
That no, that is something truly special and quite unique. Even very accomplished trombone players, most of them would struggle to do that. So that's a very, very fond memory for everybody who got to be a part of that.
Oh, wow. What an I mean, and that's what it's all about, building memories. And tonight we're fueling future memories, right? I mean, it's incredible. Hey, big thanks to Frederick Hornick making a gift of $250. Thank you so very, very much, Frederick. That is just awesome. We certainly appreciate your support. And hey, folks, I want to encourage you, don't be afraid. Keep chiming in and saying hello. I can tell when you've liked us and seen us, and we want to thank Chris for being in the audience tonight. Cynthia just got a shout out from over there at Beaumont. That's awesome. Angela's in the house. Fritz is in the house. We know Eben is in the house. Lily is in the house. Dee Dee, all the way down in California, is in the house. Dale Johannes, a legend in the auction business here in the Portland metro area in the Northwest. Dale, thanks so much for tuning in tonight. I can't imagine you're not working right now, but Dale, it's great to have you in the house, and thank you so much for tuning in. We've got a great crowd of folks that are joining us and making donations, and that is just awesome. Rob is chiming in again. Come on, Cynthia, got this. I'm trying to figure out if he's talking about bidding or what he is doing. I'm looking on here to see where we're at on a couple of items. But this is going to be fun. And Dale chiming in, just got done. That was an amazing performance. Dale's definitely a fan of the arts. So, Dale, thanks for tuning in. I'm sure you raised a lot of money tonight. That was appreciate you tuning in with us. So, anyhow, it's been it's been awesome. I want to acknowledge some other folks that reached out and have provided us with incredibly generous gifts. If I could, Alex, before our next act, our next performance, I want to thank Jennifer Boggs making a gift of $100 today. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Regina, thank you for your gift of $100. We certainly appreciate it. And Paul Rosenberg, thank you with your gift of $50. I mentioned Colin. Am I saying it right? Colin or Colin?
I believe it's Colin.
Yeah, perfect. Colin, thank you so very much. And folks, the giving doesn't have to stop right now. It can continue. We're going to transition into our live auction and see some more performances. But as we do, don't hesitate. If you're following us on the live stream button, I'm going to move to the live auction packages as we sell them. Okay. But as we do, remember on the homepage of the auction website, there is always the availability to make a donation of, one of the preset amounts or any amount that is meaningful to you, that matches not only your heart and your affection for Oregon Symphonic Band and the work that they do with youngsters and young musicians and helping them learn their skills and hone their skills and build future band members, but also with some of the challenges of getting down to Santa Fe coming up for this incredible opportunity, a national conference. OSB is one of 6 bands that have been selected from throughout the United States to perform. And that's why we're coming together tonight, between the kids and helping them and getting the band down there to Santa Fe. So whatever you can do to help out is greatly appreciated. And let's kick it over for a little bit. How do you feel about having a little bit of a live auction now there, Miss Alex?
I think it's the moment we've all been waiting for. I can't wait to see how this plays out.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it myself, and we're going to start with that first package that seems to be getting a lot of activity. I want to remind folks while we're talking, we're going to do 3 live packages tonight. Okay, Alex, and they're all signified on the website. They say live auction in the package. In their title. There's 3 of them. We're going to do this first one be the Maestro. Then we have a trip to Waikiki, and we have a trip to Mexico. Phenomenal opportunities, and the bidding is really very competitive. We've got got a great opportunity on those 2 trips. But the rest of the items, okay, Alex, the rest of the items, the bidding will stay open until 8:30. And at 8:30, we're going to start to close those. And in the auction industry, we call it a soft close. But what will happen is that the items will begin to close at 8:30 unless someone makes a bid within 5 minutes of that closing time. And if they make a bid within the last 5 minutes of the closing time, the software will send a notification to whoever just got outbid, and it will extend the closing time 5 minutes, right? So what will happen is if you bid within the last 5 minutes before closing, it will extend that closing 5 more minutes. So you've got plenty of time. We're not going to start closing those other online auction packages until 8:30. But until then, would you do me the honor of explaining our first package, Alex? And we'll see if we can't sell that right now.
I would be delighted. This, folks, you cannot buy this anywhere. This is completely a unique opportunity to be the maestro of the Oregon Symphonic Band. If you are the lucky winner of this package, you get a professional baton to call your very own. You get 4 season tickets to the Oregon Symphonic Band so you can bring all of your family and friends. But most importantly, you get not only a conducting lesson with our maestro, Dr. Michael Birch Paces, but you also get to conduct the band in concert. We will find a piece of music that speaks to your heart and speaks to the band's heart, and we will teach you how to conduct it, and we will let you come up on stage and live out your conductor fantasies with the Oregon Symphonic Band. But like I said, you cannot buy this. This is unique opportunity, and anybody who's ever had an inkling that looks fun, this is your chance. Get on it, folks.
Absolutely. How cool is that? How cool is that? Rob saying hi, Mom. I mean, I hopefully his mom is tuning in. That's fantastic, Rob. What a cool package, though, right? And it's an official baton. So
the real deal.
I mean, that's not just something they just give away, right? I mean, that is serious stuff. And yes, Mom is watching, just in case anybody was concerned. Mom is watching, looking after her boy Rob. So fantastic. Thanks for tuning in, Lorraine. It's nice to have you here with us tonight. All right, so let's talk about how this is going to work, because the bidding is hot and furious. David Ross, based on what I'm going to see, I'm going to say that David has been placing a proxy bid, and because he's had the jumps the last 3 or 4, and he outbid Frank early on, but he keeps jumping his bids because I think somebody's bidding against him. Okay, and we encourage that, Alex, because I want to remind all of our audience that every single bid, whether you win the package or not, is supporting the Oregon Symphonic Band and its efforts with these young people and heading to this national conference. So every bid, whether you win or not, is making a difference in the lives of folks in our community. And now is the time. I'm going to give them just a couple of minutes, Alex, to make their final bids. And while we do, why don't you go ahead and introduce our next performance?
Sure. So we play a lot of different styles of music in the Oregon Symphonic Band, and sometimes we like to keep it a little on the lighter side. So for any fans of classic jazz out there, this one is for you. This is Duke Ellington in concert.
Absolutely. Here we go. Wow, what another fantastic performance. I mean, this has got to bring back great memories, right? And make you even more enthusiastic than ever to get back in practicing.
Absolutely. It just, we all miss being together as a band so much. So hopefully this is just a little taste and a little bit of nostalgia and a little bit of happy cheer for us.
Absolutely, absolutely. And speaking of happy cheer, a big shout out to our friend Nita Van Pelt with making a gift of $100. Thank you, Nita, very much for making a gift. And hey, Alex, I know some of the folks in the band work for employers, and maybe there's some fans of the band out there that work with employers that provide matching gifts. And so I'm going to encourage all of our viewers tonight, think about that. If you work for one of the companies in our market or in your area that match gifts, wow, what a great way to submit a gift that you make on your own and make it have double the impact on the Oregon Symphonic Band and the young people that we're trying to help tonight. Would be very, very important to make that happen. So I have stretched this out about as long as I can stretch it out, Alex. And it looks, I think, to use your phrase, David, you are very close. I mean, very close to living out your conductor fantasies, I think is what Alex called it, right? Is that a fair statement? Right there, you get your
Absolutely.
own wand and away you go. David, I'm going to shut this down in just a couple of seconds. I'm going to give everybody one last chance to live out their maestro fantasies in this incredible package. But we are going to close it. And I want to remind folks that there is a slight delay from when I say something here in the studio or Alex says it from her location and when you actually hear it in your home. Okay, there is a few seconds delay. That's unfortunately that's what happens in the world of live streaming, and we're going a lot of places. And I want to remind you though, if you're following along on the app, if you've downloaded the app, you're following along on the auction page, that is the most accurate. So I'm going to shut it down here in just a couple of seconds. But if you're going to make a bid, it's okay to come back in. I'm going to see who was our backup bidder here for David. Cynthia, where are you? I thought you would be bidding on this. And Frank was in there for quite a while. He's really wanted this bad. He's been on the ride all the way from the very beginning, Alex. But it looks like David's going to get it, and I'm going to close it down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we have sold it. We have sold it to David is our big winner, and congratulations, David. You get the magic baton, and you're going to have one heck of an experience. And that is fantastic. Hey, Alex, what's our next package? I know what it is, but it is way too cool. Can you go ahead and share it with everybody?
Oh, absolutely. Well, this time of year, here in the Pacific Northwest, everybody starts thinking, at least I know that I start thinking about sandy beaches and warm sunshine and flowers on the breeze. And so why not take a trip to Waikiki, folks? I mean, where else could you have that sort of experience? This is such a great package. You can get in on the cheap right now. This is a 5-night stay in a partial ocean view room at the Outrigger Waikiki Beachcomber Resort. It's deluxe room with a balcony. This can be for a trip up to 2 adults and 2 children. And it can be a king bed or 2 queens in the room. And just a really great opportunity. 5 nights in Waikiki can be yours. Bid now.
Wow. And not only could you enjoy Waikiki and the Outrigger Resort for 5 nights, what a perfect time. 5 nights. But you'd also be making the difference in our community by helping the Oregon Symphonic Band. So that's an incredible opportunity, right? And if you looked outside today and you had one of those showers, it's going to do that now, folks, until next July 4th. Okay. So it will not do that at Waikiki, at least not all day, right? You get those little showers in the afternoon, but that's fine. You need to come in anyway and get ready for dinner. So it works out perfect. Waikiki, folks, what's important to know, because Alex, these are always there's always sensitive questions with these types of trips. You have 24 months to travel, right? So 2 years from today, you could travel to Waikiki and enjoy this incredible trip. And the other thing that's really important, I think, for a lot of folks is that there's no blackout dates. Okay. So if you want to travel at spring break, if you want to travel during the holiday season, that's totally acceptable as long as there's space available. It's not restricted. There are no blackout dates. And you have 24 months to travel. So right now, we're still looking for an opening bid, Alex, at $1,200. At $1,200 for 5 nights in Waikiki. You might have to wear a mask to back out of here on that one. You'd be thieving it if you got this package at $1,200. So we've got quite a few viewers out there, and I think that we'll give them just a couple of minutes to make those last and final bids, folks. $1,200 starting bid right now for 5 nights at the Outrigger Waikiki Beachcomber Resort. No blackout dates, 24 days to travel. And while they're thinking it over, talking it over with their spouse or their significant other, Alex, why don't you share with us our next performance?
I'd be honored. So we're going to take it all the way back to about 500 years ago with this next performance, and this is a classic that has withstood the test of time because it's so beautiful. Please enjoy J.S. Bach's Jesu, Joy of Man's Desiring.
Wow, what a beautiful piece. And when,
Absolutely.
and when you said 500 years old, you didn't mean the band playing it, right?
Some of us.
Well, I recognize my location down there in Sherwood, so I know it wasn't around 500 years ago. So, but that's the timeliness of music, right? I mean, Alex, I mean, what an incredible way to share history. Unbelievable.
Music is a way to connect with the past, present, and future, and that's why we're all here.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's absolutely fantastic. But someone doesn't want to be here. Sam is fired up to get his toes in the sand and a Mai Tai in hand, and make his way or her way. I'm assuming it's a his way.
Him.
Yeah, his way over to Waikiki. He has stepped up to the opening bid of $1,200, Alex.
Sam and Phyllis are going to Hawaii, y'all, unless you can
Sam,
stop them.
absolutely. Nobody. Well, you know what? They've got about 10 seconds to stop them. And then, of course, they could bid again, right? Because as we always say in the auction business, every bid is raising money, folks. Every bid is raising money. I want to shout out to another friend who joined us tonight, Diane Labont. Thank you so much for joining in. Chris is in the house. We've got a great Ethan Hudson in the house. So thank you so much for tuning in and following along with us. It's a special time, and I see that there's some other bidders going on the online auction. That Silver Age Green Lantern comic book. That's a collector's item, and it's in pretty good mint condition, from what I hear. Is that right?
It's definitely a collector's item. It's in extremely high quality condition. It's not mint because it's hard to get the mint designation as a comic book, but it is absolutely in pristine condition. It's in plastic, donated by our very own Michael Birch Paces, who is himself a longtime and extremely avid comics collector, and he treats his collection very lovingly. And this was hand selected from his shelf and given to us so that we could sell it and make the band some money.
Absolutely. That is fantastic. And Jerry is all over bidding for that. Hey, folks, it looks like nobody else wants to put the lay on and head across the pond and get over there to Hawaii. So we are going to go ahead and close this down and sell it to Sam and Phyllis. They made a very generous donation earlier tonight. Want to thank all of our guests who are making donations. They're still coming in. You can still make them. Right there on the home page of the auction site. Sam and Phyllis with a gift of $2,000 earlier tonight, and it looks like they are headed to Hawaii. I want to thank Karen Freehout just made a gift of $100. Thank you so very much, Karen, for your generosity. I'm going to close down this package in 5. Don't wait for me to close it. Folks, put your bids in now. Put your bids in now if you want to go, because we are going. Sam is chiming in already. Looky there. He's got the Speedo ready. He is headed to the beach, Mai Tai in hand. He's got a tiny umbrella working. We are going to sell it to you, Sam, and it is sold. We have sold the package. $1,200 to Sam and Phyllis are headed to sunny Hawaii. All right. Now, I know that there's some people sitting out there that felt like they got left out, Alex. And, they'd like to put their toes in the sand, but maybe they are not a big fan of Mai Tais. They like margaritas better. Could you tell us a little bit about our next package?
Well, yeah, absolutely. So if Mai Tais and Lays aren't your speed, perhaps this next package will be even more inviting. We have got a 7-night winner's choice Mexico package, 7 nights at any of the Vedanta Grand Mayan luxury resort. Get a master room, and you get to choose between Acapulco, Nuevo Vallarta, Cancun, Riviera Maya, and Puerto Penasco. So whichever flavor of sunny Mexican vacation you prefer, this is able to provide. And the bidding starts at only $1,000 for 7 nights. 7 nights in Mexico, folks. Can't beat that.
A couple of years ago, you couldn't stay in downtown Portland for $1,000.
We probably still can't.
Well, yeah.
Maybe.
Well, I'm going to stay away from that one. That's a hot topic. I'm going to stay away from that. But that, this is a phenomenal package, Alex. And once again, 2 years from today to travel. So if you're worried about, COVID or anything like that, maybe you want to make a difference in the lives of folks that are impacted by the Oregon Symphonic Band and the kids. You can make that impact today and still have 2 years to sit back and enjoy, get your beach body in shape, right? So that you're ready to go. Or, hey, it's vacation, right? Having a great, great time. I want to make sure that you are bidding. You're on the live stream page. And all you got to do is click on that first button at $1,000. At $1,000, Fred Hornick, he's bidding it up on Bells Up Winery package. I know you had your heart set on early on. I saw it there. But folks, we're going to give you a few more minutes to bid on. This is the 7-night Vendanta package, 2 years to travel. There's no blackout dates, right? So as long as there's availability in the property. If there's a seat, you can get in it, right? It's a great opportunity. Room accommodates 2 adults and 2 children, 12 or under. But depending on who you ask, I'll tell you what though, we can talk about it all we want, Alex, but pictures do a much better job. Let's take a little look at where folks are bidding on. Alex,
I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
You know what? Yeah, count me in. I don't know how close you watched it, Alex, but I watched it pretty close. I don't know that I ever saw it raining in any of that video. Did you?
I sure didn't. I saw nothing but sunshine, sir.
In fact, I have it on good advice from my friends at Fox 12 Oregon, old Andy Carson and the crew. He's always guaranteed me that it will be raining in Portland whenever you are at Vendanta in Mexico, right? So folks, now is the time to bid. Bid it up, and you can start it out at $1,000 to go. We're going to give you a few minutes to make those last and final bids, folks. What an opportunity to steal an incredible package, and more importantly, make a difference in the lives of these young people benefiting from our fundraising tonight through the Oregon Symphonic Band, and also help the band get down there and represent the Pacific Northwest down there in Santa Fe later next year in May at that national conference. What a great deal. And while we're letting you make those last and final bids, Alex, I think we have another performance you're going to share with us.
Absolutely. We're gonna pick up the tempo again a little bit. And this is one of my favorites, and one of the favorites of many members of the band. This is a wonderful piece by Georges Bizet. This is the Farandole from L'Arlésienne.
Here we go. What a cool piece, huh? How fun is that? And David is going to learn some of those moves. It looked like your conductor was he was kind of high stepping it there a little bit there. In fact, David chimed in just a few minutes ago. Alex, I don't know if you saw it. Happy to support this worthy cause and looking forward to spending some quality time learning from and making music with my own former director from days gone by, Dr. BP. Hey, thanks, David. You've made a difference tonight, buddy, and we can't wait. I'm sure Dr. BP is looking forward to seeing you again too, pal. So thank you so very much. And we've had some more donations rolling in. I want to make sure that we reach out and say a big thank you to all the folks that made a donation tonight, Alex. This is, we're making a big difference. I know we would have loved to have gotten together and held hands and listened to music live, but our needs for these kids and making a difference in their lives goes on regardless of whether we can gather or not, right? And tonight's a neat support, and Karen making a gift of $100 a few minutes ago. Thank you so very, very much, Karen, for reaching out and making a difference. This is awesome. So, Alex, it looks to me like nobody. We must have all Chinese food fans. I don't know. Maybe they're all Italian fans, or I'll tell you what, it's tough for me not to hit the bid button right now. I mean,
Tough for me too. I wish I had an extra thou sitting around that I
yeah,
had
if we
no
had an
use
extra
for right
grand,
now.
if we have 2 years to spend it or to use it. Do we have 2 years to pay for it? Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, folks, hey, we're going to close this package down here in just a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds, really. And I'd hate to pass on it. If you want to make a difference in the lives of not only these musicians, but these future musicians, and make a difference in the school programs that the Oregon Symphonic Band supports, and with clinicians, and helping these young people have the same love for music that so many of you in the band have, and get to go to Mexico. I mean, why not?
And folks, $1,000 over 7 nights, that works out to about $150 a night at that resort. Not
And these are all
bad.
beachfront. These are private resorts. You can't go on hotels.com and book a room at one of these Vendata properties, and definitely not at a Grand Mayan. These are private resorts. They're the biggest private hotelier in Mexico, and they are fabulous. I've had the opportunity to sell a few of these trips in my career as an auctioneer, and every time I go back to an event that has sold them, I always hear some incredible things. What incredible trips they were and experiences, and how great everything was. And just an incredible opportunity. And what a great way to use your Alaska miles. I think everybody in the Northwest has their Alaska Visa card, right? And Alaska Airlines drop you right down there wherever you need to go. And you got 2 years to do it, folks. So I'm not gonna beg. I'm groveling enough, right? I'm gonna go ahead and close. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and close it here in just a couple of minutes. In fact, you know what I'm gonna do. Um, I think what I'll do here, Alex, is I'll just make an executive decision. I mean, I'm gonna change this package as soon as we get off the air, and make it for $1,250. If somebody wants to talk it over with their significant other or their spouse, and they want to buy this package, I'm going to keep it open until 9 o'clock tonight. Okay. And we'll make it a buy it now package at $1,250. At $1,250. That is an incredible, incredible deal. But we have closed it now with no bids, but we're going to open it up on a separate deal, and it's going to be at $1,250 if somebody wants to head off to sunny Mexico. That will be available and online here in just a couple of minutes. And while we do that, Alex, this has been a lot of fun. I have really, really enjoyed being with you tonight, and working with you. You've done a great job. I know it's been challenging with the band not getting together to practice, and not being able to tap all the resources that you normally would have when you guys were seeing each other every Wednesday. But you and I've been talking off and on for, I don't know, what, 18 months probably at the least. probably more than that, right? Because it's been 18 months since you were supposed to have that original event. And
Yeah.
it's great to finally get together with you. I want to, hey, while we're thinking about, I want to, Bruce Albin, I'm not going to be able to, Abeldinger just made a gift of $100. And Bruce, thank you so very, very much for your generosity. It's been fantastic. Alex, thanks for having me. I'm going to go and update that package, and I'll let you say our good nights and introduce our final performance. So
and
thank
you, Patrick. It's been such a wonderful experience working with you, and thank you for helping us make this night a success. I'd like to thank the Oregon Symphonic Band Board of Directors for all of their hard work, both in the last 18 months and throughout the history and future of the band. I'd especially like to thank our donors. Every single one of you who has given this evening is making a huge difference. You're making it possible for young musicians to continue to learn their craft and to feel passionate about what they do. And that is really why we all are here tonight. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for all your wonderful generosity. So as we end tonight, I'd like to leave you with a bit of a musical treat. Everybody who's ever seen the Oregon Symphonic Band knows that this is a band that can absolutely play the tar out of a march. So we thought we'd leave you with a taste of what we do best. This is going to be John Philip Sousa's The Thunderer. Thank you and good night.